So, Senator, as you wind down on this one, we're going back in time to your late brother. God bless his soul. So, it's a matter that not many have had a chance to even actually talk about in terms of what transpired after all that hoopla. Perhaps you should talk to us. What was the thinking of the family about how the country approached the entire matter?
Well, this is something sometimes that gets me emotional. The late president of blessed memory, I was one of those who nursed him throughout his sojourn in Saudi Arabia. And while I was there, every morning we go out to check, we Google the newspapers in Nigeria to find out what is happening. So in one of such occasions, I saw around December 2009, I saw, the issues coming up about him not transferring power. So I was very disturbed because I know the late president. I grew under him, and I can tell you, in our family, I was the closest to him. So I got disturbed knowing the kind of person that he is, that he left the country without transferring power to the former president. And eventually my findings was that, yes, he did. He wrote a letter. But of course I was in the army. It wasn't my purview to, to come out to the press to say something like that. But definitely he did transmit a letter to transfer power. And I'll tell you one thing. When the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, when he was acting president, you remember he sent a team of ministers and the then secretary to the government of the Federation to visit the president in Saudi Arabia. And it was decided that we should bring this president back so that whatever is going to happen in terms of negotiation, knowing his condition, it should happen in Nigeria and not in another country. While we were preparing to bring him back, of course we didn't tell him we were coming back, but he called me. He said, Abdulaziz, I heard you want to bring me back to Nigeria. I kept quiet. Myself and his personal physician, he looked at us and said, but even a madman knows I cannot work. So we all kept quiet. Just to relate to you the issue of him transferring power. So I believed if he hadn't done that, he shouldn't be saying this to me while we were bringing him back. So, but in our own way, as a family, we did our best to see how, the challenge could be solved. But for me, as a military man serving, it was beyond me. So what happened, happened. So I think it is important for the nation to know this. And I think it is important also for you, the media, to try sometimes to do investigative journalism, to try to get to the root of certain matters that we leave, we just sweep in the carpet, under the carpet. This type of things, rubbishes somebody's legacy. Every Nigerian knows who the late president of blessed memory was. And those of us who are very close to him know that he wouldn't dare do such a thing.
So he wrote a letter, but what happened to it?
Well, I don't know. I think that is something you need to do. Even though time has been, time has passed, but I don't know what happened. But I'm telling you, for sure, I did my investigation and discovered that yes, he did indeed transmitted a letter to his friend and brother, former President Goodluck Jonathan.